Hello Easiwash Nation, Brandon here. Today we're going to go over the proper pre-plumb for our stainless steel enclosures. This needs to be done before we show up. We need a rough opening just like a window would need. Here's an example. It can fit in between a wall stud. And what we're doing is, here's my stainless steel enclosure that I will be shipping to you guys. Inside of it has two holes, one for my high pressure hose to come through, and I'll be installing this ball valve through here. That's what goes on when I show up, and then our control wire will come through here. And then here's what the back looks like also, so I can hook up my hose. It'll just be barely coming through the back of the box, and I'll get into more details about this later. But our rough openings, it doesn't matter what type of exterior siding you have. It could be brick, it could be fake brick, real brick, anything. The rough opening is all the same to me. I will mount to whatever, and on the enclosure has a frame that will cover up any little imperfections or whatever. So this is the piece that slides in the wall, obviously, and all this flange or frame will just slide on, slide right into there against brick or against cement board siding, whatever it is. What we need for a rough opening is more detailed out on a sheet of paper. The hole doesn't necessarily need to be in one spot or another. Just for reference, we'll tell you to start 24 inches off the ground. So the center is about 31 inches of the hole. Again, don't get tied up with those details, just it's a reference point so you can do both sides consistently. The rough opening is 10.5 inches wide by 15.5 inches tall. 10.5 inches wide, 15.5 inches tall. And I slid this in here before, and I'll do it again. It's not tight. It can slide in there. I probably have a 1/4 inch of wiggle room all the way around. And then this needs to stay loose, so it cannot be mortared in. It cannot be in permanently, otherwise I'll have to jackhammer the mortar out. It won't be pretty. The box will be ruined, and we'll have to get a new box if it's mortared in. But I need to be able to take this out when we show up like this to do the final install and hookups. So next, I'll put this in the wall, or I'll slide this thing in here and then go around to the back side to show you how the pre-plumb needs to look when it's done. Okay, we're on the back side now. Well, I just flipped the wall around was all I did, just so I wouldn't have to move my camera in my studio. So on the back here, I'm going to explain the pre-plumb coming through the wall stud. The pre-plumb needs to be in the same wall stud to come right down the center of it. So this is just kind of a cutout view. This would go all the way up through fire block. It would go all the way up through the sill plate. I need to be able to see this piece up into the ceiling when I show up. I need a fitting on here. This is just a little less sharp than this is, so the hose don't rub and get a hole in it over time. So that goes in the top. And I just need it to end right above the box. This does not, some people think that this needs to be connected all the way through. No, it does not. I will just come in here after I slide this back out. I will come in and grab the hose and wire out. And I'll show you that right now. So I've got what's going to get fished through here is a crimp end onto a high pressure hose, so it doesn't turn very well, and then my control cable. So I just pushed this down in. I went inside the building, pushed this down through. Now I walk outside because this is out laying on the sidewalk now, and I can just physically grab this and make my connection here like this. That's why I don't need solid PVC going all the way down here and out. I just need it to end above there, and I will grab it. And then my control wire will just go in through that top hole. This PVC is if you happen to do an underground, same deal. If it's coming down through the underground, it comes up just at the base of the rough opening. Ideally, I just have straight runs, a 8-foot chunk or whatever up into your false ceiling. If you absolutely have to make a turn with this PVC, this is the most aggressive turn you can make. This is a long sweeping 90, 2-inch schedule 40. I can only have 1, 2 of these max per run. Otherwise, there's just too much friction. There's just too much resistance to pull that huge hose and crimp end through. So ideally, I don't use these at all, but when I say a 90, this is what I mean for Easiwash. That's about it. You could leave me a chunk of insulation here also. So if you're in the northern US, there's just a little chunk of bad insulation I have, so I don't have to go buy a whole roll of it on site. That's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.